Residents of Verdun got to hear more about the town's first contested council race in recent memory. More on that, plus Jasper's 5th Street School had a nice surprise this morning, and incumbent Jasper Mayor Terry Seitz is tonight's guest for Meet the Candidates. All of that and much more is up next here on the 18 WJTS News. Hello, I'm Bradford Raths. We begin with state officials looking for your help as they investigate a fire that broke out early Saturday morning along Beaver Lake. The state fire marshal's office says the fire, which broke out at around 4 o'clock Saturday morning, destroyed a Beaver Lake mobile home and burned nearly an acre of surrounding woodlands. The state investigator was called in by the Celestine Fire Department after Celestine firefighters responded to the scene, but could not figure out what caused the fire. Now, investigators are asking residents who may have seen any suspicious activity or have information on what happened to call the Indiana Arson Hotline at 1-800-382-4628. Authorities are offering a $5,000 reward for any information in this case that leads to an arrest. A Huntingburg man was arrested overnight after an investigation into allegations that he had sex with a minor. Huntingburg police took 20-year-old Elvis Lopez into custody at around 8:30 last night. HPD says Lopez allegedly had sex with a girl believed to be 13 or 14 years old between April and this month. HPD Detective Sergeant Christian Gogol began investigating back in September after the allegations were first reported to police. Lopez was detained by Jasper police at his workplace in Jasper. He was then taken to Huntingburg for questioning, and after questioning was booked into the DuBois County Security Center. Lopez is facing charges on warrants out of DuBois Circuit Court. He faces a level 3 felony for child molesting along with a level 5 felony for sexual misconduct with a minor. Lopez's bond was set at $10,000 cash only. Residents of Verdun got their chance to meet the two candidates who will take part in the first contested town council race in the town in a long time. Last night, incumbent Democrat Ken Seacard and independent challenger Don Farina laid out their plans for the next 4 years in Ferdinand. Now, the night was scheduled to feature introductions followed by a question and answer session. However, Farina asked for only introductions just 15 minutes prior to the start of the program. Thus, each candidate wound up with 15 minutes in front of the audience, and questions were taken one-on-one after the speeches. In front of a packed room at the Tri-County YMCA, Seacard was the first to speak. He says though he's been on the council for 16 years, there is still unfinished business that is motivating him to continue.
I have the fire in my body and in my mind to continue to work for our town, to give whatever it takes. And I want to be on the town council. Also, there's a number of reasons why I want to be on, because we still have to finish our comprehensive plan update. We've got to get that action plan in place for the next 5 years so that we can do what the citizens of the town want.
Seacard also pointed to ongoing phosphorus work and challenges that the state's property tax caps are creating for the town's budget as reasons for running again. Meanwhile, Farina spent his time arguing for more voices and involvement in town government.
Why have you chosen to run for political office? Well, I'd like to see a greater voice that's heard here from the citizens of Ferdinand. And if elected, I will solicit more input and listen to that input while making decisions that will make Ferdinand an even better place to work and live.
Farina also discussed his concern with housing in the town. He says at this point there is no need to build more housing as many houses are already up for sale. He wrapped up his speech discussing plans to work with Forest Park High School for more vocational programming to help students get the skills they need to work jobs locally, thus appealing to them to come back to Ferdinand after college. More than 70 people attended last night's forum. It was sponsored by the Ferdinand Chamber of Commerce. A new collaboration has been formed to move programming for students at 5th Street Elementary in Jasper, and it comes with a large monetary gift. This morning, officials with Old National Bank and the DuBois County Community Foundation announced a total of $75,000 in grant money for 5th Street Elementary during a school-wide assembly in the school gymnasium. Now, the Old National Bank Foundation is providing $45,000 of that money. The rest will come from the DuBois County Community Foundation. The money is being used to launch and sustain a pilot program at the school that will be known as the Leader in Me. The Community Foundation will also work with 5th Street School and its fundraising efforts to find viable ways to make an endowment to sustain the Leader in Me program and similar activities. Brad Ward is the CEO of the DuBois County Community Foundation. He told those on hand this morning the idea is to begin working to find tomorrow's leaders.
This is a win for the school. This is a win for you, your teachers, your parents, and our community. It's a win for the foundation. It's a win for Old National Bank. And we are excited. You know why? You don't need to thank us for what we're doing today. You just need to make us proud. Because we're extremely proud of you. I see a bunch of leaders in this room.
Meanwhile, Old National Bank Jasper Region President Tom Crodel says this morning brought back memories of his time as a student at 5th Street School. He says an opportunity like the Leader in Me program is something he wishes had been available to him.
I was sitting in the same place when I was a kindergarten student at 5th Street School. And you know what? I was like all of you guys. I was saying, what am I going to do? Where do I go? You know, what do I become? You all can be leaders. You just gotta want to be it.
Now, the grants are part of a larger effort by the DuBois County Community Foundation aimed at early childhood education. Earlier this year, the First 5 Years Network was formed by the Community Foundation to begin researching the needs of early childhood education here in DuBois County. An Indianapolis firefighter who helped with the recovery efforts in New York City on 9/11 is coming to Jasper to tell his story. Indianapolis Fire Department Captain Mark Rapp will give his personal account coming up next Tuesday, November 3rd at 7 p.m. Rapp is speaking at the Jasper Arts Center Auditorium on the VUJC campus. Now, this presentation is being sponsored by the DuBois County Fire Trainers Association. Rapp worked as part of Indiana Task Force 1, which responded to help with the rescue and recovery efforts on September 11th. Rapp, who is now a stage 4 cancer survivor, will also talk about how important it is to use proper protective equipment, something that was reinforced to him during his 9/11 experience. Now, in all, Rapp spent 10 days at Ground Zero in New York City as toxic smoke rose from the site of the collapsed World Trade Center towers. Rapp noted that although firefighters today have sophisticated self-contained breathing devices, some firemen take them off, a mistake based on his experience. Again, Rapp's presentation will take place at the Jasper Arts Center Auditorium at VUJC. His presentation is coming up this upcoming Tuesday, November 3rd at 7 o'clock. And speaking of firefighters, we conclude this evening with the Jasper and Huntingburg Fire Departments coming together to pay respects to one of their own. Hayesville firefighter Ed Dicus passed away last Friday afternoon at the age of 67. Ladder trucks from Jasper and Huntingburg raised a large American flag over Dicus's funeral procession as it left Jasper en route to Dicus's final resting place at Denbow Cemetery in English. Dicus was a member of the Hayesville Volunteer Fire Department and served as the Sergeant of Arms for the Indiana Volunteer Firefighters Association District 18. In addition to his service as a firefighter, Dicus was a Navy veteran and served in the Indiana National Guard. Weather is coming up after this.